All right, what's up, guys? This is Preston from Exotic Car Blacklist, and today I brought a couple of my friends along with you. This is my rich friend, Twy. This is my other rich friend, Kevin. Right?
Yeah, right.
My rich buddies. I'm the poor guy out the group. And so today, you know, I had an opportunity from the dealership to take a C8 for 24 hours, which you guys see right behind me. It is a Z06, absolute blast to drive. This yellow Corvette you see here is a C7 Z06. And what you don't see behind you right now, but you will see with the B-roll, is the Hummer H2 23? 23 Hummer.
First edition.
First edition, okay, first edition. Everything he got is brand new off the lot. And then we got an X7.
X7 M60.
M60. All right, and then an X6.
M Comp.
X7. What's it again?
So we got an X7 M60.
X7 M60.
Which is a twin turbo.
Yep.
And we got the X6 M Comp.
And the X6 M Comp. You guys know I don't know BMW, so they got all kind of little names and stuff with them. All right, let's just chat for a second, right? Because you got a lot of toys. Y'all can't even see his garage, but electric bike, got bicycles everywhere. Just got a motorcycle. And this guy knows all about vehicles in and out, like literally vehicles, not just cars, not just trucks, not just motorcycles. He knows vehicles. Then you got Kevin here. Kevin just know about one thing, that's boats. So you can't really ask him. Not one. Kevin is a car enthusiast like myself, and you can ask him anything about a car. He's gonna know something about the car. It might not be as in depth as maybe the expert is about it, but he's gonna know something about every car out there. And you guys know about me as well. I'm a car whore just like these guys here, so we're car whores. So, so I got so I got the C8, right? Let's chat about the C8 for a second. All right, so you haven't got a chance to ride it yet.
Right.
You haven't got a chance to ride, but you own a Z06 already.
Yeah.
So, as far as what you have read about, as far as what you have driven and experienced with your C7, I mean, are you a fan of the C8?
Yeah, I was a fan as soon as it came out. I enjoyed what they've tried to do to the platform and make it rear engine. I think that's how you get the extra performance out of it.
Yep.
Seeing them in person, I was excited to see them in person. The C7, the body lines just always spoke to me, and I had to have a manual. From when I was very young, I always wanted a Z06 Corvette, and it had to be yellow. I don't know why. It was just my thing.
Yep.
I remember watching a movie growing up and saw a little sports car with a little round taillights. I was like, I want one of those one day. And then, I found out later in life
that's a song, like Little Red Corvette.
Yeah,
Oh, that's two different things.
Yeah, but I just always really liked them. And the C8 came out, got a chance to see them in person. I liked it. Wasn't a huge fan. I think they've made a huge step forward in the interior, especially.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about it.
Yep.
Until the Z06 came out, I think the wide body does wonders for these cars.
Absolutely.
Even in the C7 generation, I see a Stingray, and it almost looks like a different car.
Yep.
It feels like a different car. The presence in person, and even the C7 on video or in pictures, it doesn't do it justice. I think these are the same way. When you see them in person, you stand next to them. They come up to your hip, we're taller guys. They come
we're
up to your
6'5",
hip,
right?
and then they're wide. The wide body makes a huge difference.
And how tall are you? You come up to your hip. Okay, so 6'4", 6'5", it definitely comes up to my hip.
Yeah, that's crazy.
5'9.5".
5'8".
5'10".
So we got three different numbers. We need to call them 6 foot because we don't. And it probably would come up to, like, it comes up to our hip. So what you say, mid stomach?
Yeah.
Mid chest? Okay. So there you go. And
then in the C8, I know the nacelles, they stay up. When you put the top down. But the C7, if you ever stand next to a C7 convertible with the top down, it feels like a totally different car as well. I mean, that is super low because all you have is that windshield and the rake in the front and the A-pillar.
Yep.
And there's nothing in the back, and it's just a very low car. I remember the first time I saw one in person, I couldn't believe how low it felt for
the C7.
Yeah, with the top down.
Yep.
Yeah. So just
now, I did feel that way about the C8. When I took the top off, all I had was the windshield there. And my first thought, because I haven't ever driven a vehicle like that, I thought, high speed, maybe the windshield might collapse on me or something. That's literally how I felt. Yeah, it felt weird at first, but getting in there, you don't feel that way at all because GM has perfected that technology.
Yeah, and the other thing, some vehicles I've had, like I remember my 370Z when I had that, I put the windows down, and it wasn't as comfortable of an experience with the windows down.
Yeah.
You take the top off on this, and even being a taller guy, I don't feel the wind coming in, hitting me in the face.
I did not, yes.
I haven't been in the C8 yet with the top off, but that was something that I was really pleased with as well. I guess driving it with the top down. I don't take it down as much as I'd like to because I'm kind of lazy, I guess. But we enjoy it, and it gets too hot.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
But I really enjoy it with the top down.
Yep.
And the wind doesn't beat you up even with the windows down.
Yep.
Even 75, 80 plus on the highway. You know.
Now I did notice, and then we're gonna get Twi's opinion on it too. Even though he's not a Corvette driver, he drives BMWs, but I'm still getting his opinion on it too. But I had my windows up on my C8, and on the C8 here, and I noticed a lot of drone with the windows up and the top off.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, that was really weird. But then I was thinking maybe it had something to do with that divide in the back, and then the wind was being captured in that. So it made the sound was atrocious. And I actually had to crack the windows with the top off just a little bit to create a little, like a vent per se,
you get
right?
Buffeting.
Yeah, it
and
was
I know
weird.
the Corvette version of these are really nice because that rear window you can control that and take it down.
On this?
In the convertibles.
Okay, I'm like, hey,
The
listen,
window
I can-
will go down on its own,
which will help
which
with
would be
that
cool.
noise.
Exactly. Yeah, it helps get that
Yep.
air out of the cabin because
Yep.
it gets kind of caught in the back.
It does.
Sometimes,
It
so.
does. All right, give us your opinion. I want to hear what a BMW guy says.
True.
Well, he's not a BMW guy. He's an all-car guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
So I grew up around drop tops.
Mm-hmm.
Just being around cars that achieve a certain level of performance with the top off.
Yep.
Like that takes me back to childhood. So, I've been a fan of top off,
Yep.
specifically, American Muscle for quite some time now.
Yep.
When I saw initially the C8, it instantly spoke to me. I was watching the production, from
Yep.
the initial conception, right?
Yep.
And you start seeing them at the track photos. You
Yep.
start seeing the badging and it being out in the wild. And then I realized like what an interesting place in the market segment it would occupy
Yep.
at that price point.
Yep.
The level of performance that you would get.
Do you consider
in
it a
American
supercar?
Muscle. So
That's the argument. I can't see it online.
Right. So I definitely see that's competing in the supercar
Okay.
segment.
The American supercar.
For sure.
It's an American
Correct.
supercar. Yeah.
Correct.
I agree.
If you follow it back and trace the roots, in terms of supercar and get the actual
Yep.
terminology,
Yep.
it would be an American supercar.
Price and performance put it there.
Price
if you
and
ask my
performance,
opinion.
for sure.
Yeah.
And the first time I heard the Z06,
Yeah.
it stole me.
It's completely different.
It is.
Yeah, it's completely, the notes that it hit.
Right.
The 8,600 RPM. You got a V8, and it's beautiful. Like I can't use any other word like this. Is beautiful. Once you
Indeed.
push the brake, pull the paddles back, and it lets you rev past that. What's it?
4,000.
Launch control. I guess that'd be like a little launch control.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds absolutely beautiful. So I like the car. I wasn't a fan.
Right.
You remember when we talked about it? I was both of y'all.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan.
Yep.
I thought the C8 was a knockoff supercar, wannabe, something GM done pulled out the ass and was like, hey, here's a car, I'm gonna sell it to you. But driving it and being in that car is completely different. It's just a completely different car than what the C7 is. And they both were made for the track, but they both do two different things on the track, if that makes sense.
For sure.
So the C7, I still think is a better looking body style. Don't get me wrong, but the C8 is its own car in a different way, and I like this body style a lot, especially with this. What's it? Z51? Is that the package?
That's
Z51.
for the
Z50.
Stingray. For the Stingray.
It's on here too.
51. 3LZ package.
Yeah, the
or
3LZ.
Z07.
The Z. There you go. The Z07 package. There you go. So with the Z07 package on the Z06, I don't even know why they call it a Z07 package. So it's just a Z06
Yeah.
package, but the car looks good. It's wider. It's different. It's just different. You have to drive one. You got to drive one to
Or see
understand.
it in person.
Yeah,
You can
yeah, or
definitely
see it
tell
in
the difference
person.
coming down the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And comparing this to, we never got a chance. I wanted to actually launch this against the Hummer because the Hummer is atrociously fast,
Yeah.
and it's 10,000 pounds that moves like a supercar, sports car off the launch. So I wanted to try this out against the Hummer. That's still on the books to do, but we didn't get to do it this time. And then we got to get Kev out there to launch the Z06. The C7 Z06 against the C8, and hopefully we get them out there for the Hummer as well. And I feel like that's going to be absolutely fun having those three cars out there. I
You
can't
have to
say
give me a chance. We'll have to do a couple roll races too, because I don't think I got a chance off the line.
we'll probably do
Practice.
like a 20 roll. Yeah, it's something like that. That give us all a chance because he's all-wheel drive, and that's cheating. Somebody let me borrow an E-Ray.
Yeah. The guy with the rear engine, rear wheel drive car is saying he's cheating. I got the
Exactly.
front engine, yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
Right.
exactly. so at the end of the day, like, it's all about performance. That's what we like. That's what we care about. We love the aesthetics of the car, of course. But this car here has definitely blown my mind. as far as vehicles out there. And if I want to compare this to something, I would compare this to maybe the Viper. And the reason I say I compare it to the Viper because the Viper will be the American supercar before the C8 came along.
Yeah.
And so the C8 is now the American supercar to have because the Viper is no longer in production. Now, if they were still making the Viper, maybe that'd be a different conversation.
And it'll be interesting when they come up with the ZR1 with that
cars
are planning to be against like the ACR Vipers and things and see what they can do on the track. And it's going to be, you know, it's up from here. I mean, there's potentially 2 levels above this when you got the ZR1 coming next, actually by next year is supposed to come out, I think. And then potentially the Zora at 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, I saw that.
That would be impressive. Those 2 cars for sure, I would say, fall in the supercar realm.
But that goes to show, and I'm gonna get you guys' opinions on this. But that goes to show that there are car makers out there who stopped making V8s, right? This goes to show that you did not have to stop making V8s. All you had to do was make them hybrid. There are still high-powered V8s under production, in production, and no car brand, you know, will be mentioned specifically or anything like that. But you don't have to kill off V8s at all. You don't have to go V6. You can continue to make V8s. You can continue to make them hybrid and just change the realm of what you're doing. As far as, I'm just going to name this automaker, Lamborghini. Lamborghini are killing their V10s and V12s, and they're making a 10,000 revving RPM V8. I mean, let's put that in perspective. They're still making V8s. You don't have to kill off V8s. I'm going to say this again. You do not have to kill off V8s to meet, I guess it would be emission standards, right?
Probably.
You don't have to kill off V8s for that. Just make them a hybrid.
Give the people what they want, right?
Literally.
So, I mean, that sound, you can't replace the sound. That's the problem I have with the EVs. I mean, we've ridden in a few EVs.
They're fun.
Drive one. They are. And you said it best, I think, is like, it feels like a toy. It kind of does.
Literally,
I mean, you hit the gas, it goes instantly. There's not that sound. You hear a little electric noise, which we've all grown up with RC cars and things. And
you hear tires. The tires overpower everything, though.
And that is fun. And I'll say this about C8 as well, is C7 was something I aspired to and always wanted. I wanted the manual, so for me it had to be a C7 for this stage of life, but I would absolutely love to add a Z06 C8 to my stable next. I'd love to put those two next to each other. And it's not that I'm like in love with Corvettes and only want Corvettes, but I think they did a really good job with it. You know, when I look at the other offerings and paying another up to 100,000 for a Huracan or something like that.
I'll still take that over that.
I think so. I haven't driven one, so I can't say for sure.
You won't fit.
I can tell you
for sure from experience. You won't fit. The steering wheel rubs your knees when you drive in the car. This is going to be your best bang for your buck, and this will outrun that Huracan.
It's been proven. Tall guys at Porsche and Audi are brands that are known to fit taller guys.
McLaren fit as well.
R8, D10 Plus, I think would be a really good car. That's one I've thought about as well. And I've never been a huge Porsche guy. Obviously, respect them; they're great cars, but we've talked about this too. A lot of them look similar. If you're not a Porsche enthusiast, it can be difficult to tell them apart. And I guess that can be the case with most cars. But I don't know. It's a great car. I'm really interested to see what they do with it and how they continue to progress the platform.
I think I should have put some sunblock on.
I can feel it rolling down
me too. I thought I had something crawling on me. This sweat rolling down my leg.
We'll be on the boat drinking a cocktail or two here soon, I think. So.